in the name of Biafra is not the real concept of Biafra. Biafra is about setting free the black man, the African man, starting with examples that will emanate from in the land. Biafra is about showing our technology ability, our capacity to do what Israel is doing in the Middle East. In trying to turn Biafra into bim-massob, on the Kano IPOB, and trying to squeeze Igbo to a circle of land in Abibu, and trying to make enemies of our neighbors. We miss the vision of Biafra. We want a Biafra where every black man all around the world will be proud to identify with. We want a Biafra where people can fly in, have their holidays and go. We want a Biafra that will set a high standard in education, that people from all around the world will come to Biafra to school. This is not what we reduce to bim-massob or IPOB. It's about the liberation of the black man. A land where things work. A land where leaders rule with dignity and fear of the people. That's the real vision of Biafra. So asking me about bim-massob or the Kano, no. You can look it. I've followed a religion for close to 20 years now. I go to his house uninvited. I knock at the gate, he opens the door for me because he regards me as a brother and a friend. So I'm not telling this to put him down. He's my leader. I'm telling this to tell you that somewhere along the line, the real vision of Biafra is being misplaced. From something that is very big is being squeezed and being reduced to internal war within ourselves. Here you see myself disagreeing with IPOB, when you see another people breaking up, calling themselves another bim-massob, when you see IPOB disowning or Hamede, where have you ever seen a son disowning father? It doesn't happen. We should not reduce our vision of Biafra to all these little things. We are not enemies within ourselves. That's what we are trying to turn the Biafran struggle to. Being enemies within ourselves. We should be rather alike to other black nations. That's my vision of Biafra. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful question. Now, one thing again is this. Since the inception of the Massob, which is now bim-massob, Chief Wazirike has never hidden his intention to accommodate every group. He always says it, that Biafra is no particular individual's project. Rather, it is all-encompassing. But somewhere along the line, a particular group will say, no, it is either this group or no other group. Now, as a consequence, our honorable speaker, sir, many of our young brothers and sisters flood the social media, abusing the sensibilities of the entire Biafran people, to the point of insulting their elders. There are no unprintable words they don't use against their fathers, even their mothers, who express contrary views or opinions. What advice do you have for such people?
Anyway, I will always be direct. Obadriki is my friend, so when I tell the truth, I know you will not take it personal because I owe you people and I owe you with the truth. You see, this issue of insulting our elders and not disobeying, when our leader was really started, he was making the same mistake. You know, this struggle comes with maturity. At the point, our father people have to call him, and some other Igbos call him to sit him down and make him realize certain things. Now, I'm not defending anybody, but let me tell you at times what leads to these insults. Then I will tell you the way out. You know, when you look at the way Nigeria, the way Igbo is being subjected in Nigeria today, it annoys you. The level of discrimination, the level of injustice, excuse me, let me take water.
Sorry.
A minute.
Yeah, go on, please.
The level of injustice, the level of discrimination against individuals, it annoys every reasonable Igbo person. So when you see anyone who is trying to pamper these issues, who is trying to align with those who are doing all this injustice towards us, and they are your own brother, your own family who ought to understand, at times you have no alternative than insulting them. That's what at times prompts this insult. I'm not trying to justify this insult, but I'm trying to say that this insult normally comes out of righteous anger. Like when it was Richard started, he was so angry with the system and the people who have been tolerating the system to this extent that he didn't want to listen to anybody. Until a certain point, he started feeling rigid over certain things. I think that is the same thing that is happening with some elements of IPOB. They are today at the level of what we came 15 years ago. I think when they grow up and grow into maturity, they will still reason with some of us that are insisting that insulting our people, insulting others is not the way out. I am happy the type of maturity you people is using today to run Voice of Biafra International. You know, when we were talking about this interview, I told you that I don't insult any leader. I don't talk ill or talk bad about any Igbo leader. So I am happy you are setting this standard. I condemn anybody that is using insulting words against Igbo leaders. It's not good, it's not the way to go. But no matter what, they are still our children. We have to have patience with them, keep on directing them the right path, keep on directing them the right way, until they come to the level we are today and understand their mistakes. That's the only way to go. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, as it stands, you have been quite objective in your own analysis. At present, IPOB under Kano is claiming that it is only that particular group that can bring us Biafra. Do you agree with him?
No, you see, when you said IPOB under Kano is claiming that is the only group that can bring up Biafra, it is not the Kano that is making mistakes, it is you. The Kano is a young man. I have the family. I'm not sure if he was born during the war. He is a child who came after the war. So there was already Biafra before he came. And was when they started this thing, I think that time you launched Biafra at what code was in 2000. I think it was in 2000. Are you understanding me?
Yes, it's in 2000.
So this issue about Biafra has been on. Books has been written. The man that authored in Biafra, Nigeria died. He used some of my academic work in that book. And I feel honored. It is not only him. So many people that are reading books on Biafra have converted me. I made an input. So you bringing this to be an issue, to be a topic that Nnamdi Kanu said only IPOB will bring about Biafra, you shouldn't make it an issue. It's not a topic. Biafra has been there. Are you understanding me?
Exactly.
Before there was anything like bim-massob, before there was anything like IPOB. So when you bring this and make it a topic and make it an issue, you are the one now giving it irrelevant. Understand?
Yes.
These are some of the issues that divide us. We should not even be discussing it. There are other things we dismiss and move forward.
I agree with you. Thank you so much. There are times we ask some questions to put things in proper perspective. There are some people who are, let me use the word, misguided. Not that intentionally they would like to be misguided, but because of the passion they have for Biafra, whatever they hear, they believe it. So that is why we had to ask that particular question for you to help us put it across to those who don't understand our voice. Thank you so much for that. Now, there is one thing that has been making the round for the past weeks. Initially, it was presumed that Kanu had gone incommunicado once and for all. But after a year and some weeks, he resurfaced. After resurfacing, he did not try to know how far the society he left behind had moved on. He delved into the political field once again, just like okay, oh, I don't know that there's something over in there. Check your side because our speaker, what's going on? Our guest. Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, just like Okonkwo, there is a noise coming from that angle. I don't know. Okay. So when he resurfaced, without trying to understand how far the society had moved on, he delved into the terrain, threatening fire and brimstone, just like Okonkwo in Things Fall Apart did after returning from exile from Mbanta. He never knew things had changed and he became brazen, which led to his eventual death. That's by the way. Now, Kanu, since he resurfaced, has been telling his members that 2019 elections in Nigeria must be boycotted. As a political scientist, we would like you to take time to analyze that particular threat and tell our people the attendant implications, if there are any.
Okay, I will answer on the issue of election boycott. But let me tell you something. Are you understanding me?
Yes.
I'm a professional media person. I think you people are given an undue attention and focus to Nnamdi Kanu. You shouldn't make this interview to be about Nnamdi Kanu.
We are talking about election boycott. We are talking about election boycott.
Wait.
Okay.
I want to address that. Are you understanding me?
Okay.
But what I'm saying, do your work. Let's emphasis on Nnamdi Kanu.
Thank you.
On the issue of election boycott.
Yes.
See, election boycott will harm Indians more than benefit them. Every struggle about Biafra is about Indians. It was Indians that were killed. It was Alibo that was destroyed. It was either people's property that were killed during and after the war. It is illegal that close to 15 years after the war, that are still suffering as a result of the effect of the war. So whatever you are doing in the name of Biafra is about liberating illegal. If in the course of trying to liberate illegal, you will do something that will be counterproductive to illegal, then you are making a big mistake. Let me tell you, IPF is talking about referendum. Go to anywhere in the world, referendum was done. Referendum is a political process. Referendum will be done the same way elections are done. Referendum is about telling people to come and vote. Do you want to be free from Nigeria? You stand and vote. Are you understanding me?
We are with you.
Now, the political process gives you opportunity to enlighten the people in the village, in the rural area, not just in the township. You have your ears. You give a political structure. Because if you carry gun to the bush and started killing and bombing, for there to be peace and understanding, you must come in a round table to have that peace and understanding. Now, when you say there should not be election in Ali, you look at the implications. Assuming you succeed in not having election in Ali, there must be leadership in Ali. If there is no election in Ali, whoever might be the president will impose a leader on us. And the leader can be an Hausa person. And the leader will be answering directly to the presidency, not only allegiance to the people in the land. So that person imposed on us might just wake up one day and say that you want to take your local government land, take forest from here, and convert it to a grazing land. And use the money allocated to the state, meant for schools, hospitals, and roads, and use it to go and build that grazing reserve. And cause other people to come and stay there. That is one of the ill effects of boycotting the election, what it might bring. Yeah? Then, what the effect of the whole struggle? If in the struggle, we let out of a righteous desire for the right thing, we make a mistake that will bring the grazing land and bring the Fulani to our land to come and occupy and take over. What have we benefited? We start another crusade. Now, you see, even if a son administrator wasn't appointed, boycotting election might influence the wrong people being elected into office. When you elect the wrong people into office, they will equally owe their allegiance to the presidency or to the north. And once they give instruction, they will just take our land by force and be the grazing field for the Fulani cattle runners. Are we going to carry them and start killing them or shooting them? We don't even have that capacity.
Exactly.
We don't.
Exactly.
So, these are things we have to put into consideration. Once you boycott election, you are boycotting the future of the children who are coming. We cannot, because we are pursuing Biafra today, destroy our children in the generation to come. We have to have good education, good health, good growth, because we pray Biafra will come. But we don't know if it's coming in 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years' time. Are we going to do things that will destroy our living until Biafra comes? Or are we going to engage in a systematic plan to be building our living until Biafra comes? There are two parts. We need to take one. Now, excuse me. Let me check what I'm doing.
Go on, please.
Now, they talk about since we started voting in 1958, what have we gained? I made a write-up on my Facebook page. If I have a color, you can go there and scroll down, where I said that I mentioned so many things election gained us. Having political leaders that use the first Nigerian university as a total. It was because of election. I mentioned about Zimbabwe. I mentioned about Michael Obama. I mentioned about Tito. These people were good leaders. You know, something happened in 1999. Because when the political system comes up, it doesn't last. Whenever the political system comes up, the military will come and do coup and they leave. So when 1999 was approaching, the real politicians or a lot of people were not interested. Most people who hijacked the political system in 1999 were drug pushers, 419ers, criminals. So these are things people have to understand. And they have been mismanaging the system. Once in a while, the system throws in somebody like Tito, who will come and do good. But if you work from 1999 till now, it's roughly not up to 20 years. But the system is gradually stabilizing. It is when the system stabilizes that the nice people will not come out to contest and do the right thing. We should not allow impatience to take over our thinking, because some few criminals took over the political system and started embezzling money. Look at what is happening in Imo State. Those that wanted to vote the same law, people stood against it. And it didn't work. It's a political process. People are getting politically aware. It is gradually like this that we will start putting the right leaders in place in Igbo land. So boycotting the election is counterproductive. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What you stated clearly now, unambiguously, is that boycotting any election in Nigeria will be counterproductive. Now, the problem is that, yes, Fondibo, it's true. The problem is that some of these our young boys and girls don't understand when we try to tell them, when we try to teach them. Are there some measures you think we shall adopt to implant it on them that this idea of election boycott threats will be counterproductive? Are there some measures you think we shall adopt to send the message home to them for them to have a rethink?
Here, there is something you call righteous anger. Hello? Are you here?
Yes, we are with you.
Yeah. There is something you call righteous anger. These are our brothers and sisters who are advocating for election boycott. They are righteously angry. We are the person who is against election boycott. They are stopping things I see our politicians do. I get angry. I get even more angry than them. But what is my anger not leading me to join election boycott? Maturity. Maturity and sense of reasoning and the understanding. You know, there is no measure we are going to take except the measure we are already taking. We have to treat this thing as a family issue. In your family, you have divided opinions. All you do is to talk and talk and talk, talk with facts, talk with reason, talk with statistics, and talk with examples. And while talking, you pray and hope. If not, any other measure we take might be counterproductive too. They are our children, they are our brothers, they are our sisters. We just pray that events will prove us right with time. There are questions which only time will answer. Because some of them, there are nothing you will tell them to say they will listen unless the Kano or IPOB come to tell them otherwise. It has gotten to that extent. So there is nothing we are going to do than to keep on preaching peace. Keep on saying the
okay, let me cut
keep on saying this is the right path to go.
Let me cut in. Do you think there is a possibility of Kano coming out now to tell them later the election? Do you think there's such a possibility?
You know, that was mishandled in the past. Before there was that Operation Python dance. After that meeting with the governor of Enugu,
yes,
he tentatively agreed.
Exactly.
But he didn't want to say it here. He wanted to carry the IPOB family along. But this was exactly what I perceived was happening that time.
Yes.
We and the Kano and IPOB set a fire that any clip, the fire could have consumed them.
Good.
The problem by then have gone beyond them. It was gone to the public, and they were somehow afraid of what the people they have been telling no election will say or do. Yes. If they come back to say election. So the issue was mishandled or mismanaged. There wasn't any reason for that Python dam to go and start looking for him, treating him. By now, I think the whole system could have stabilized. Nobody could have been talking about the nation by God. Somehow, I actually think reading people like God and some other intellectuals from Mali, they see reason. But now we are telling the truth, genuinely, out of no ill intention. Don't mind all this, they are giving you money, they are giving you money. When I post an article, and they are telling they are giving you money, and I'm remembering that some of my cars are parked in the mechanic. I'm looking for money to go and service it. I'm remembering my bills. I am the family.
We are with you.
There are times when the month is ending, I'm having sleepless nights. We have to get money and pay salaries. So when I hear they give you money, I say, hey, but please, will these people bring this money? I love the family, so don't mind all those they are giving you money accusation. Somehow, they know we are telling the truth. But you know, in human affairs, there is a point you get to ego will take in, pride will take in. I love the family.
Yes, you too.
If you are on ground in Nairobi, my brother, you will not even make election boycott an issue. You will know nobody will boycott election. Because what is at stake is too much. I am telling you.
Yes, we are with you.
What is at stake in terms of who will be governor, who will go to federal house, who will be senator, who will be member of house? It is our turn. It is our turn. It is not our turn. What is at stake is too much. And see, I made the write-up last week. I said that the thing I don't understand in all this is that It took a political process to help our brother Nnamdi Kanu out of detention. Senator Bari is stepping in. I am understanding you.
We are with you.
Now, that senatorial seat was highly contested by one of former Abamide boys, Ogunji. He was the former commissioner in Abia State. He wanted to become a senator. He wanted to promote him aside. And I think maybe the governor was pushing him. In order maybe, you know, these politicians are funny. Maybe using his late abandon so that after you tenure, he will take over. Because the governor will want to go to Senate. Are you understanding me?
We are with you.
Now, what helped Abalide was that Abalide now became an Igbo candidate. My members reached out to help him. There was a guy I was in the list. I was just coming from the airport, and there was a hold up along the Ada Road. I was going for a meeting at somewhere in Akigo Road. And I asked them not taking the hold up. Because I was seeing a lot of Macron members in the convoy. They felt that Abalide visited it. It was when he was late, when he was released from detention. Are you understanding me?
Yes. But excuse me,
So,
when you talk of
that
Maslow,
are going for election boycott, they are campaigning for Abalide. They are helping him. So I think they don't understand all these things. I see it as defeat.
okay, now don't forget, sometimes when you mention Maslow, there is a particular clandestine group that broke away from the umbrella body, Maslow. And see, they use that particular term, Maslow. So sometimes you see them here and there claiming that what I don't know. So, but however, we still accommodate them because in every king's palace we must have lizards. That is obvious. Now, the mark of true leadership is being able to acknowledge one's mistakes. Sometime 2006, Chief Wazika instructed the bim-massob group to boycott election. After a time, he realized his mistakes and he apologized for that, promising never to repeat such mistakes. And up to now, he's keeping on to his words. But now, when we talk about this election boycott, kind of appears uncompromising. What character of that particular individual do you envisage?
You see, when you ask me that question, you are also implicating our ability. Because that time our ability was uncompromising.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Excuse me. That's what I'm saying. He realized his mistakes and he acknowledged it and apologized.
No, yeah. What I'm telling you is that we discuss this. Yes. Tomorrow, Kanu and February realized his mistakes. I remember one of our leaders, Kepa Soteri, had a very tough battle with Obasirike when over this census issue.
Yes.
I interviewed Kepa Soteri that time, and our leader, Obasirike, I literally tried to talk to him. The first time I interviewed Obasirike, I was with one newspaper. In fact, the one who was doing all these things local. I was the one who went to Akigo, his house that was burned, later burned in Akigo. He was not even in that house. There was a hotel behind that house where he was. Because he used to tell you, when they think you are not permanent, they will bring you in. I was the first person that gave me the major publicity in terms of newspaper then. After that, we are vision out. So you got to say something. Are you understanding me?
Yeah, with you.
I cannot come here to discuss the character of Kanu because we don't compromise with no. Yeah. Like I tell you, let's not make this
an issue.
A Kanu issue.
Okay, an issue. Okay.
We have already said election boycott is wrong.
Yes.
It's clear. And to come and start discussing Kanu is to go back discussing personality.
Okay.
Let's not do that.
Okay, I agree with you. Now we are talking on principle. In this our agitation for Biafra actualization, we expect every hands to be on deck, just like Professor Chukuma Soludo stated some almost 2 years ago when he was launching this book written by Chude Ofodile, The Politics of Biafra.
Chude is my very good friend.
Thank you so much.
Ofodile is my very good friend.
Yes,
he keeps me in his hotel in every time I visit the free of that. And he gives me shoes there. So he's my very good friend.
Honestly, I speak with him on weekly basis and we share ideas. Now, my question is this.
Beautiful.
Do you think that now Chief Owasike is there, every other individual is there talking about Biafra through the political non-violence process? Now, taking a look at Ohaneze and Alibo Development Foundation, do you think they are playing their role in making sure that we have either proper devolution of power in Nigeria or total balkanization of that country and then have our own state Biafra? Do you think the two sides, Ohaneze and Alibo Development Foundation, are playing their fatherly role?
You know, members of Ohaneze and they saw war. Do you understand me?
Yes.
What I said is deep. They saw war. They saw houses being bombed. They saw people being killed in marketplaces. They saw schools being bombed. They saw civilian homes being bombed.
Yes.
They saw villages being wiped. Their attitude towards this struggle and the attitude of the children that didn't see war is not going to be the same.
That is true.
When they talk based on the majority of what they know, you know, when a man knows that he doesn't have anybody, and his children are always going out looking for war, looking for fight, with the children of the big men, the military men, troublemakers, and the man is trying to call back his child to take it easy. To take it easy. The child might at a point be thinking the man is further to be a coward. Are you understanding me?
We are with you, sir.
Yeah, that is just what is happening in my Igbo. These are amazing Igbo that some of our Biafran brothers are abusing. They are doing what they are supposed to do as fathers. If this thing is well coordinated, you will discover that our the members will be the people funding IPOD and myself through the back.
Exactly.
These people will go and be fighting trouble. When it is time to arrest them, to do anything, and then they will step out and say, no, these are my children. You won't do this. This is Boko Haram, they do this, they do anything. But the point is that tomorrow you insult them. You call them names. You disband them. When you say into trouble, you are crying. They don't want to come. When are they? They are saboteurs. They are taking money. This is not how troubles are done. The entire vision of bim-massob, IPOB, under your front group, coordinating, and like you said, our brother Professor Chukuma Soludo said that all hands will be on deck. When he was launching one of the most truly written book on Biafra by Honorable
Chude
Ofodile.
Yeah, the politics of Biafra.
If these things are well coordinated, you discover that all of us will work together. But when I look at what is happening today, I get frightened. Because if you say, let me have a referendum today, let me have a Biafra today, my brother, who's supported?
That is true.
There is problem.
Yes.
We will see factions. Massob has large followers. They will ask their people and carry guns. IPOB will have their people and carry gun.
Okay, tell me,
Some
hold on.
people from Cross River side, Bataki side, I have the family.
Yes, we are with you.
They will have their own people and carry gun. Because the Biafra is not yet here. We are fighting each other. We are involving each other. We are fighting each other. If you give Biafra under this condition today, what is happening in Libya will be a tight place. We will not have lots of warlords all over the land. We will not have warlords here and there. Look at our motto. You have the breakaway being led by NATO. Though, sincerely, I blame Olagurite for giving that kind of room. So when there was a time back open, and I met him at the airport, at Lagos Airport, when we landed, he told me what was happening. I told him face to face, you know what I thought. I told him, you are giving room for all this. He's given, you know, you want to capture people because they are only evil. And in doing that, he leaves room for a lot of, he doesn't want him to look like he's fighting these people because let's see the people not look like they are fighting themselves.
Good, yes.
But that is what is happening.
That is true.
Let me tell you something. Do you know that this is a top secret, but let me say it to me. Do you know that when Iam the Kano was in detention and they gave a bail bond, I flew in from Abuja. I went from Lagos and went straight to the DK's house. I was at the gate when I called him that I'm at the gate. He ordered us to open the gate. We were taking, I think, lunch, and we were discussing the Iam the Kano issue. To my greater surprise, he was really I should go and find out if it is possible that you will bring the bail money, that 100 million, to them the Kano.
God bless you for
I
this.
can really do that. Hello?
Go on, please.
I can really do that. Hello?
We are with you, sir.
I can really do that. So my surprise, he said that no matter what, that the Kano is his son and brother.
God bless you for that.
That this is Biafra being radical. I don't remember that the thing is that IPO people will not accept your money. That is just the problem. Now, this is what he told me personally, and this is the first time I'm making it open.
Yes.
Understand?
We are with you.
If only we will have that kind of mind,
Yes.
and none of us will come together and draw a fight, it will be good. But when IPO is bounding on a level, Manu is forming his own massage. And there are some other small massage group that small Biafran group that assuming you tenant here in the referendum, how somebody needs to make them powerful, we submit the money to buy arms and recruit them.
Yes.
And yes, we get Biafra. Through this process, we are doing it and making a lot of enemies around.
Yes.
I'm assuring you that our neighbors will form a lot of groups to destabilize us if we are going the way we are going.
Yes.
So if we really want that Biafra we dream of to be a land of peace, milk and honey, there needs to be a round table. I have been expecting some certain people to call a meeting. Even if it is now that Nnamdi Kanu cannot come to Nigeria, the meeting can happen in London, UK, anywhere. I will come. We will invite all these small breakaway groups. Another will come, Mother will come, IBM will come. This trouble, is it about us or is it about Dalubi? Why are we already killing ourselves? Quarreling with ourselves.
Yes, excuse me.
Let
Let me cut it, sir. There was a time, some 2 years ago, such a meeting was called in Accra, Ghana. Every other group sent their own representation except IPOB under Kano. That is the problem. Apart from that, right now in Biafra land, some people are talking about coalition of various Biafran groups, which even the main bim-massob is interested in, because Chief Wazirike has always said that the Biafra project is not an individual affair. It's everybody's, problem or matter. Now, if we now follow what is happening in Biafra land, this coalition of different groups, we have made it abundantly clear that we want to come together for simple reason that our enemies are buying into this conflict existing in Biafra land to, subordinate us. But at the end of the day, the same IPOB will not agree. This is the problem. And let me move on from there. Some people continue to say, let me give you this information. Not up to 2 weeks now, we got a message from New York that some world leaders are thinking Biafra indeed. But the problem they are having now is this particular behavioral antithesis of some misguided elements who find their terrain on Facebook or social media. So they are trying to say that the moment we come to terms with all these things, they will now say this is Biafra. So we are indeed glad that you have made a statement now that if it is possible to hold this particular meeting, either here in Germany, in London, anywhere in West Africa, or even in Biafra land, that you will mobilize, coordinate our people into the possibility. It is a very good statement you made, and we are going to follow it up beyond this particular hour. Now, some days ago, let me say a week ago, like we are saying about this, talking about this election, at CKC Aba, a Reverend Father was praying for a peaceful election, which any well-meaning individual would do, because we want peace. For example, some of us are abroad, in diaspora, let me say, we wouldn't want a situation where there will be a conflict in Biafra land because we have our loved ones here. Unfortunately, some group of boys and even surprisingly women inside the Church of God disrupted the proceedings. What advice, please, do you have for such people?
Anyway, before you called me, I was trying to read the statement by myself, I know this spokesperson.
Okay.
What's the name? I think the bit Alfonso.
Yeah, is it Uchebefu? We have a Mecca gift there, is there? We have a Mezu, we have Uchebefu. Which one do you mean?
I've forgotten the name. Definitely it's not a Mecca gift. The Mecca gift is my very good friend.
Okay.
Only one of them are my very good friend. They are my brothers anyway. Where they were trying to apologize, but I didn't like the content of the letter. Because faulting the Reverend Father for praying for a peaceful election.
Yes.
You can imagine somebody is praying for a peaceful election in Amibu, and you are faulting the person.
Yes.
Should there be a violent election in Amibu?
I wonder.
Because even if you boycott the election, and the 1 million people voted out of 5 million that registered, it will be registered that there is election. Even if it is 100,000 people that are going to vote, these people are praying, let it be peaceful. You are faulting them. Anyway, in the things of God, I will advise our brothers and sisters, our IPOB brothers and sisters, or anybody being anything in the name of Biafra, to be careful. To be very, very, very careful. We should know our limit. And I don't want to say much on this. What they did was wrong. Absolutely wrong. They should know that it is wrong. They shouldn't have gone to the church to disrupt the church, especially Roman Catholic Church. Beyond being a religious organization, Roman Catholic Church is a very powerful political institution.
Exactly.
If you want what you are doing to succeed, you need their sympathy, not being their enemy, not being on their own way. Roman Catholic Church doesn't make noise, but they have all instruments. They have clear text. The way our brother is romancing Israel is the way, in their wisdom, they will romance Roman Catholic Church. In the world today, Roman Catholic Church represents something that probably they don't know. There is no aspect of life the Roman Catholic Church is not deeply involved in. The Roman Catholic Church puts government and pulls down government. It's not, unless you don't know the history of that institution.
Yes, I quite agree. Excuse me, I quite agree with you, because even here in Germany, from where we are broadcasting right now, there is a party called CSU, Christian Social Union. Christian Social Union. No, this is a Catholic community. They control the political affairs of this particular country called Germany. You can never win an election without the support of CSU. And their own base is in the state of Bavaria, where we are right now broadcasting from. I agree with you that nobody just with the Christian community or the Catholic Church in particular in Biafra land without being scattered. Go on, please.
So I think they are trying to make all this thing more difficult, more cumbersome. And we should be careful. This struggle about Biafra is gradually creeping into Nigerian activity.
Exactly. That is true. We're coming to that.
I'm telling you, it's no longer
please hold on. Hold on, please. Just hold on there. Tony Moneke, you're online. You want to ask a question? Tony Moneke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abaka.
Carlo, yes.
Abakalo. Thank you very much. You really illustrated, you really expatiated this thing to everybody to understand. And I thank you very well for that. Going through this massob and bim, my first question is, why must there be a breakaway in the right sense of the whole thing, when we know that this Biafran struggle started from one particular person, and at a time there was this breakup, and this breakup came out from the particular body that initiated the struggle? That is my first question. And do you think that is not the issue of leadership, or the issue of somebody not trying to be under the other person, or that there is something that somebody wants to benefit from this struggle? That is the question. The second thing again is, now the election is coming, and what really happened in this Catholic Church? Don't you think we are sitting on the keg of gunpowder? Because if we cannot tame these young people, they could put the entire Igbo land in trouble. What are we going to do to send the right message to them, like what you have just explained? Most of these people, in actual fact, did not see the war. The Ohanese and most of us that are sitting down here today were in the heat of the war. And that is why in the struggle of Bim, we said we don't want violence. We have to pursue this thing politically or otherwise. Now, if everything goes the way we are preaching, do you think that this election will hold in 2019? And if it holds, do you think it is going to be really free and fair for us and for the people to vote for the people they want to govern them?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our guest speaker, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, go on.
Hello.
You see, when you talk of about breaking of mashup and filling out, and reason for that, there is something you have to understand. There is imperfection in everything that done in this human life. Hello?
We are with you, sir.
Are you there?
We are with you.
Yes.
We are listening.
You know, see,
Go on.
if you go to the Bible, in the book of Daniel, you will discover where Daniel saw vision about evil of the earth, fighting for Israel. Excuse me. That evil of the earth happened to be airplane. But by then, there was no vocabulary of man to call it plane. So you see that even if God gives you a vision, gives you a message, there might be human limitation for you to deliver it exactly. So in the struggle, our leader was really made his mistakes because he's not perfect, he's a human being. Maybe some people capitalize on it to break away, but I'm not saying that is enough excuse. But even as a church, you discover that using the same Bible, churches are breaking away from one another, preaching different doctrines. Breaking away is not even the issue. The issue is that in breaking away, we are turning around to start fighting ourselves instead of focusing on the struggle. I think around 4 or 5 years ago, it was really told me that he is happy that there are so many Biafran groups springing up. That is an evidence that the vision he started was real. That people have started seeing what he saw. But when he hears about these Biafran groups springing up, that it makes him happy. So the issue is not even breaking away. The issue is the way we are going about breaking away.
Exactly. That is the truth.
And stabilizing ourselves. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Then, on the other issue of how are we going to handle all these no election and asking me, is there going to be election? We are not going to resort to violence. We are not going to reduce ourselves to some certain level and started abusing in return for abuse. No, we will remain above God. We will remain where we are. We will keep on telling the truth. We will keep on hammering the truth. And hopefully, at the end of the day, the truth will always make a way. Now, if you ask me, is there going to be election? In return, I will ask you, was there a campaign in Anambra for no election?
Good.
Was there an election in Anambra?
That is true.
If you answer that question, you have answered the question you asked me to answer for you.
Tony, what is no? Tony, excuse me. Tony, I think Tony, excuse me, Tony. There's a way he answered that question. You remember last year's prior to September, there was similar campaign against election, this Anambra election.
No,
but at the
that
end
was
of the
not
day,
my question actually.
yeah.
That was not my question. My question is a general election. I'm
Yeah.
not talking
Well.
about
Anyway, he may not be in
about
position.
general election.
He may not be in position to answer that question unless he wants to answer it anyway.
No, see, wait, I can answer that question.
Okay.
On general election, I
Yes.
understand you.
Yes. Tony, hold on. His answer. Tony, hold on.
There is only complaint about election boycott down there in the east.
Yes.
In Biafra, in Cross River, in Upper Living. We are not talking about election boycott.
Okay.
In Imo State, we are not talking about election boycott.
Good.
In Ebonyi, election boycott is not the issue.
Yes.
In Abia, the fight between PDP, ABGA, and APC is too clear for them to discuss about election boycott. The level of mobilization going on. If you are on ground, you will discover that the election boycott is no issue. Yeah.
Exactly.
In the north, of course, they are politically aware. They might not be as educated as we are, but they know the value of politics more than us. And they don't tell you this.
Honestly.
It's not even this issue.
Yes, I agree with you, our guest speaker, Mr. Abakado. Even my younger brother, who is a lecturer in one of the Nigerian universities, when I was speaking with him a few days ago on this election boycott, he told me in plain language that if there is anything about election boycott, it just ends in social media. But on ground, nobody talks about that. So I agree with what you're saying.
The thing is that, most of the people talking about election boycott, they started talking about it before the voter registration.
Okay.
You can see the number of voter registration. It is far more than what happened in 2015. The voter registration now is higher. For the people that are boycotting the election, that need to boycott election, already they shouldn't have voter cards. So from the voter registration, we will know if elections will be boycotted or not.
Well,
yeah,
let me just come in there briefly because why I asked this question. If you look at what happened in Imo State, in a situation during the time of this local government and councillorship election, you discover that most of the parties there boycotted the election, and that was why APC swept over the entire local government chairman election and then councillorship election. What is your take on that?
Yeah, I think that is exactly what he said.
Yeah. That is Tony Moneke, right?
Yeah, Tony Moneke. Yeah, that is Tony Moneke from Germany.
Yeah, that is in Germany with you.
Yeah, he's in Germany, but he's also in the studio with me right now.
Okay, see, Tony, my brother. We are on ground here.
Exactly.
We know that local government election in the role of Nigeria from 10 immemorial is not what you use to determine the national election.
That is true.
Local government election is conducted by the various state electoral bodies. So they have this activity of sweeping the election and imposing the people the right. But it's not the same case when the national body is conducting all the election. So you see opposition parties winning. So it's not a factor for you that determine the main election.
Okay, now let me say Mike Okaha is joining us from Stuttgart, Germany. Judy Chijoke is from Lagos right now. Chukoma Edis, I think, from Lagos also. Sonny from Biafra land. Uchenna Okeke from Makurdi, Benue State. Gentlemen, I don't know, do you have any questions for our speaker before I ask him the next question? Tony, please hold on. Tony, hold on, please. Let me give a... Yeah, Tony, hold on.
The next question I put across to him is, what are they doing to make sure that the election, if it is going to hold, to be free and fair, in the entire country? That's the last question.
Tony, I don't know what the guest speaker will say, but I think this question should be directed to INEC, unless our guest speaker, who is a political scientist, has something to say.
Maybe, yeah. Even up to now, America is still dragging, some Democrats in America is still dragging Trump around over manipulating or rigging the election.
That is true. Accusing Russia.
If my victim, nobody can me very well. But no, the deputy secretary went to Supreme Court over the election with Bush Jr.
Yes.
Because we felt it was imperfect.
Yes.
You know, when I was giving the example of Daniel, I said there is imperfection in everything a man does. So when you say foolproof election, understand, you interpret all these things with time. You can't have 100% foolproof election. But the fact that we are not going to have a perfect election shouldn't be an excuse why we shouldn't have an election.
Yeah, that is very true. We agree with you. Now, Sonny Emmanuel Wabisi from Biafra land, Chukwumejisi Lagos, Uchenokeke, Makudu Chijoke, Michael Kaha, Germany. You have your questions, please? Okay, while we're waiting for you, let me ask our guest this question. In our Biafra agitation campaign, some people are dragging it to the mud. If you go to the social media, the question is, are we leaving Biafra matters to concentrate on who is Nassau Rock? Our speaker, sir. Do you think that... Sonny, hold on, please.
Hello, Mr. Ikenna. This is
Sonny. Okay, Sonny, hold on. Okay, let me suspend that question and give Sonny the chance to ask question. Sonny, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. Thank you, our guest speaker. We have heard all you said. You spoke very well. But I want to use this opportunity to correct some impression over your speech. Like when you said when Wazirike started newly, it was like that of insultive to our I think
Sonny,
before he started the struggle.
Yeah, service is breaking from your side, Sonny.
Okay, can you hear me well?
Yes, it's better now.
Okay, so I believe that Wazirike spent a lot of time. He learned a lot from Ojukwu before he started the struggle, and every of his actions and what he did was advised by Ojukwu. And at the same time, I remember then the Secretary General of Ohanese then when he started this thing was Professor Ben Nwabweze, and Professor Ben Nwabweze is totally against Wazirike's action then for the Biafran liberation. And Ben was speaking all sorts of things against the struggle then. But Wazirike have never for one day insulted him or insulted Ohanese. Even after that, when Joe Irupu emerged as the President General of Ohanese, Joe Irupu did the same thing. But he was never insulted by any member of Massob, or talk more of Wazirike. So I wanted to correct such impression because we know all this time. But if you look at what is happening today, every day IPOB is insulting Ohanese, calling them all sort of names. After Nnamdi, when Nnamdi was released, when Nnamdi was in detention, Ohanese was also talking about his release. And when he came out, he met with he met with other Ohanese members. And before you know it, when he came back to his members again, they will start speaking ill about Ohanese, which is very bad. And they're bringing to what we are doing for the liberation of Biafra. I love what you said. I love everything you said, that the struggle is not about anybody, but it's about the betterment of a black man.
Yes.
But what can we fold our arms and watch our brothers doing something that be giving us a setback for that particular regression?
Yeah, that has been a problem, really.
The same time, Nandi told his people, when you normally talk on his radio, he will tell you, don't go to Yoruba church, that Yoruba church is evil, don't go to Catholic church, don't go to Anglican church, don't go to Pentecostals. That the radio Biafra is his religion, the radio Biafra is where he worshipped. And at the same time, he will tell you that there is nothing like a Christianity. All these things will be something that will give us a setback.
Exactly, it's a setback.
Not knowing that all these people is using all this word on part and parcel of the struggle. Like the church, you said they are there 247 praying to God. I told them last time that each time we go to Thanksgiving at that CKC, they give us a lot of respect. They pray for us always that we should. They encourage us to forge ahead, that the Lord is with us, and they will keep on praying for us. Now look at what IPOB went there to do. Forgetting that it was in December CKC, they normally have their meetings. The church give them accommodation, so stay there and do their meeting to tell you the kind of love they have for the struggle. The church have for the struggle. But Nandi will go out there and tell them, go and do this against the church.
Yes.
And we say that we are all one. Yes. Are they working for the liberation of Biafra? Let us make it open that these people are there to destabilize the struggle.
Yeah. So
they
honestly,
are a paid agent to destabilize the struggle. They will insult America. They will insult Britain. They will insult France. They will insult everybody. Then who is our friend? Okay, look at previously when they put notice in the north. Was Rike left Boland that went to north in order to calm the situation down? They changed everything and said that Rike has gone there to collect bribe. So how can we see these people as our brothers? Why can't like the intellectuals lecture them? If you come up to lecture them about the good things about the struggle, they will start giving you all sort of names. If you come to Facebook, you see what they write against people. When you tell them the truth, because you said that you are here for the truth. Yes. And the truth should be given to them.
Please hold on, excuse me, sir. Sorry. Honestly, I don't know, maybe you joined late. This issue of CKC, our guest speaker, Mr. Abakalo Peter, condemned it outrightly. He condemned it. It doesn't help in our struggle. Secondly, he made it abundantly clear that in this our struggle, when you speak the truth, when you tell our people the truth, they will say you have collected bribe, you have collected money from Buhari or whatever at all. He made it clear, honestly. So what we are saying is that in human nature, we are prone to mistakes, we are fallible in nature. But what makes a man is being able to realize their mistakes and make some corrections. This is where we are right now. So
yes, I want you to get my point. My point is that
this is a minor statement for long.
Okay.
You make your point, and you are so angry. Understand, because of what you are doing. We are all angry. Understand? But the point is that we have to just keep on telling the truth. We can't reduce ourselves to the level of calling our leaders men.
Yes.
And these people that are calling our leaders men, what are we going to do? Start fighting them? Reduce ourselves to the level of calling them men? Yeah. No! We won't do that. If we do that, it's like a madman run away with you.
I agree with you. And honestly, that is why Chifu Wazike asked us never to use this platform to respond to such insults.
So I can see how angry you are, but the truth remains, just like I keep on taking what is the truth on social media. What I said is, you are only people will say it. Let somebody else say it. Let somebody else say it. Even if it is a tiny voice. The people are seeing from reasonable people from Biafra land, from Igbo land. Are you understanding me?
Yeah, okay. Excuse me, our guest speaker. Even when you are here, excuse me, Sonny, hold on. You see what you are saying? even when you are here giving a balanced judgment. On our screen here, which I'm watching, because as we talk, I watch the screen, what people are writing. A member of IPOB is calling you a saboteur, that we have paid you money to come and say this. You see, you can imagine what you're saying now. And an IPOB member has written on the screen now. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry, hold on, please. Sorry, we have lost him. Sorry, hold on, please. Sorry, hold on, please. Sorry. We have lost him. Just hold on. Sorry, please. Sorry, please, hold on. Please, we lost him. Just hold on. So,
Hello.
please, hold on, please. Everybody should check their... Hold on, please. Join us on BBA. This person you are calling is distracting us, please.
Hello. Hold on. Okay. Thank you.
Please, that's why I said when you are calling, call on regular line, because I are coming here and there and distracting everything. That made me to lose our guest speaker. Let me get him connected, please. Gentlemen, hold on. We are discussing this important issue and it's very, very interesting. But I would advise members of the crew, please, when you're asking questions or making statements, don't speak in angry tone. We are here to show you the example. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Sorry, we lost contact because we are coming from different directions. So we are happy we have reconnected you. We are with you right now. Now there is a question I wanted to ask. Sorry, please hold on. He has taken this question, and like I said, like he put it out, we should control our emotions when we are talking on a platform like this. We have to show good examples, really. Everybody is offended, especially the way these our younger ones are taking this struggle. Just like I was trying to ask our guest speaker. Now, some people are complaining, why have we left the Biafra dream, agitation, the agenda that we shall give ourselves for Biafra realization, and we are talking about who is in answer of whether Jobrin or whatever at all. People are saying, no, this is not what we are talking about in this our Biafra realization dream. So, please, our dear honorable speaker, do you have any advice to give to our people in this regard?
Anyway, there are certain things I don't want to discuss. I don't know how we are talking about election boycott, and we are talking about Biafra referendum. Are you understanding me?
Yes.
So I don't really see how that links or linked with who is in Africa. But then, having said that, I think the problem of this issue of Jibril is caused by the Nigerian government. When Buhari was sick, they didn't come clean. Are you understanding me?
Yes, we are with you.
They should have come clean with information. With information, he gave a room, he gave a vacuum for speculations. Even the state governor said he had to tell that he was dead.
Yes.
And he can prove it. So that was when all these speculations started springing up. The presidency gave room for all this. I think then they came clean with his health. If one is an old man, he's grown. If he is sick, it's normal he should be sick.
Yes.
But we have been a great man if they were giving us statistics history.
Yes.
This is what is going on. This is just some medical terms to handle it so that people would know what is going on.
Exactly.
He couldn't have given vacuum for Jibril from Sudan or Jibril from North Sudan.
That is true.
So instead of you appointing a accusing finger to Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB, I think the presidency chose him for all this. But this is not what we should reduce the struggle to.
Exactly. That is true. Now, Michael Kaha, Stuttgart, Germany, are you there?
How many more minutes?
We are almost there. Please, you know, when it's getting interesting, no, what can we do? Bear with us. Michael Kaha is Stuttgart, Germany. Okay, Jude Studio from Lagos. Take your question, make it brief, please.
Okay. Let me make it simple. I have been listening to our guest speaker, Mr. Kalu, and I must say that I'm very much impressed. In fact, I will say that we are on the same side. Though my network was bad and I was unable to get some of his speech, so I would like to ask if we obliged when he's asked to come to our program, because the Biafrans are really interested in facts rather than just saying things that we are not sure of.
Yes.
Now, to my question, I will just make it simple. The Nigerian national dailies mostly, I don't know the roles that they have been playing when they talk in terms of professional journalism. We the agitators of Biafrans, we know our story. We know each time we do our programs or our activities. We know when our people are being attacked, shot at, and we usually cry to the press. But eventually, we found out that they don't usually report, what actually happened. They usually find the ones that probably that favors them. Just like what they do in international politics, they are trying to hear negative things about Biafra, that they have picked up arms, they have gone into this, or in times to label against the government, which the bim-massob have never tried such. But so we find it difficult to get that international, should I say international recognition in times of, we know what we went through, but all eventually the spring off of IPOB, all in a sudden they started going into abusing people, causing all kinds of problems, and then what have you done? Before you know it, the national dailies, all the national dailies in Nigeria, they all started writing negative things about Biafra. But whenever the bim-massob are organizing programs, important programs in the combination of Biafran activities, you find out that they don't usually come to cover. They find it difficult to. So I don't know if we can be able to maybe put this right, because what we are saying now is also.
I can make your system brief. My system is done.
Okay.
So my question is just simple.
Okay.
What can you do to assist to ensure that the right thing is being reported, most especially the good aspect of Biafra?
Okay.
In the Nigerian,
that is okay. That is okay, please. That's okay. Please hold on. Let me see if Michael Kaha will ask his question so that he will take the answers once and for all. Michael Kaha, are you with us right now? We are trying to get you, but I don't know if you can't hear us. Michael Kaha. Mike, can you hear us? No? Uchenna, okay. Can you hear us? Uchenna, okay. Makrodi. Let me ask also, Echezna Udeze from Japan. Are you there? Echezna Udeze, Japan. Okay, ask your question, please, so that our guest will take the answers once and for all, because I think is Nigeria, his battery is running down. So Uchenna, take your question, make it brief.
Yes, please. I don't have any question because I was not following. I just joined in now.
Okay. I don't know, Chukuma, you have any question?
Moderator, actually, I don't have questions. I joined it. I told that one. So
okay, thank you very much. Echezona Udeze, joining from Japan. Are you there? Echezona. I can't hear him. Michael Kaha is equally trying to reach us. So I'm seeing Mike online really better. I don't know why he's not hearing me, or maybe I'm not hearing him. I don't know. So, okay, our special guest, you can now take that question asked by Jude.
Anyway, this is what I want to tell the last questionnaire, that systems operate differently. When you say they don't carry good things about myself, I don't know what you're talking about good things about myself. Even our politicians, we don't carry good things about them. Unless they want to play that bad. Good things don't sell better anywhere in the world. I don't understand you.
Yeah, with you.
But are we giving coverage to bim-massob, IPOB, Biafran activities? We are. Just like this IPOB we are talking about. I remember when they were coming in and telling me we are not fighting anything IPOB on some newspaper, Igbo paper, hundreds of them. And I have to have some serious discussion with our people who are involved. We started carrying the news. But since we started carrying the news, all you still see is abuse. Abuse, abuse. You did this, you did that, you did that. Just yesterday, I was just contemplating on how do you really feel they give a man. You did this, you say you have done that. You did this, you say you have done that. Do I even suggest that we stop carrying anything Biafra, anything IPOP, and just say the way we were saying before? Our people will feel well. We were not doing all these things just for you correctly, for just to meet a man. But when you say carrying bad thing about Biafra, blah, 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 I don't really understand. To me, we are doing our best. But you should know that some of the things that make the headline on social media cannot make the headline on newspaper. Your paper things you will write, people will sue you to court for billions. Your paper will be closed down.
Yeah, that's
I say the way radio social media operates is not the way paper operates. Most of the headlines you see in the public have to go through our lawyers. As we are discussing now, we have over 1,000 cases in court all across Nigeria. So you can imagine the number, the amount we are paying to lawyers. And when because of one material, we run down a publication that is employing over 2,000, 3,000 people, what do you benefit? Nothing. So some of the time you invest wisdom in doing all these things. I have interviewed him more than 10 times. I understand me.
Yeah, with you, sir.
And many of my other colleagues have interviewed me. And we keep on writing about issues of Biafra, within our own limits and capacity. Maybe when we are in our shoes, we understand where it is reaching us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Of course, we welcome Valentine Ogozi from Port Harcourt, Kenneth Nwakune, Bennett Emeka, Joel Oguchi, Goswin Friday, Paulino Sebe, Damian Chukwu, Tony Anayo, Reverend Mbazulike, Chimalari, and Linus, Friday Ibakanwa, Barnabas 18, Abuchi Barnabas Obidimma Ekene, Tony Offer, of course, is there. Prince Onoha is there monitoring Obinna Nnamane, Chinedu Frank, Hilary Urulo, Abuchi, of course, Buchi Ndu, Genesis Okwando, Azubike Onyamechi, Uchechi Egwog, Joseph Chukwujike, we welcome all of you. Ifeanyi Obijak, Oheri Nelson, Joseph Chukwujike, Uchechi Egwog, Azubike Onyamechi, a lot of them. Let me say Friday again. Hartford Eze, Friday Mwebu, Chukwudi Charles, Essien Ndi Freke, Anthony Aguia also, Ugo Mike. We welcome all of you. Peter Odea, Odocletus, of course, is there. Benjamin Lotu joining us. Daniel Amajite. These are people on our TV watching, and the thousands of others on our radio line. I wouldn't be able to mention all of them because the screen is so little. So small, the names are so much. So, our guest speaker, I think we have virtually come to the end. You have your last comment to make to our listeners who are. Michael, are you there? No. So,
Okay, let me put it because my system is running down.
Yeah, Jude, please, Jude, we will take further questions because we have been reaching him on mobile line and his battery is low. It might trip off any time right now.
We're
Yes,
going to
invite him some other time. We are going to invite him some other time, but for that, let us relieve him because of time. I mean, the battery is running down, but we are going to invite him once again in the coming weeks. Please, our guest speaker.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, our guest, sir.
This is what I want to tell our people. We should behave like one family. We should not start fighting each other. And when you're talking about Biafra, Biafra should be about the welfare of man, no matter where it is. We should know that there are Igbos in Kano, there are Igbos in Lagos, there are Igbos in Cameroon, Cotonou Republic, Ghana, USA. Biafra should be about man wherever he is. Biafra should not be about isolating the North and making them enemy of the Igbo. Isolating the Yoruba, making them an enemy of Igbo.
Exactly.
Biafra should be, if we really understand what Biafra is.
Exactly.
Biafra should be a concept that will wake up something in the black man and make the outer man very proud that he is a black man. See what is happening in Biafra land. Are you understanding me?
Yes, we are with you.
Biafra should not be about if we are independent, hunger will kill them in the north. They will suffer and die. No. Biafra should be about hope, innovations coming from an Igbo that will run up on the north, on the Yoruba person, and enhance the progress of the black race. Because if we get Biafra, then we see the Igbo people in Kano. Then we see the people in Kaduna, Sokoto, Jigawa, Zamfara.
Yes.
There must be. So, whatever we are doing, we have to create room to accommodate the Igbo man wherever he is, because they are all around the world, and they are all around Nigeria with millions.
We agree with you.
Some of them cannot come back to Igbo land.
We agree with you 100%, honestly. You know, some months ago, when Professor Ango Abdullahi was our guest here, he made it abundantly clear that in this our Biafra project, that even there are what people as stakeholders, that we need to sit down, iron things out, because there are some national assets we are going to divide in the event of Biafra. But if it's true or whatever at all, we cannot, whoever wins them, well, we take everything, and they have the arms. So that is better we sit down and discuss, know how to disengage ourselves, peacefully, and share the national assets. So that tomorrow we'll still remain friends. This was what Professor Ango Abdullahi stated here some 2-3 months ago. But when he said that, they said, oh, why are we interviewing our enemies? Why are we that we have taken money from our enemies? These are the type of people we associate with. But like you pointed out earlier, we are going to reform them. It's a gradual process. They don't understand. Christ will say, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. We thank you 1,000 times, our honorable speaker, Mr. Peter Abakalo, a professional journalist, a political scientist. We really are appreciative of your objective contributions to all the questions, critical questions we asked you. You gave us, immense satisfaction. We remain grateful to you 1,000 times. Of course, let me thank Sonny Emmanuel Nwabisi, who joined us from Biafra land, Chukuma Agency from Lagos, Uche Nokeke from Benue State, from Echezona, please. We have virtually come to the end. We have been calling since, but next time we are going to give audience to everybody because we are running short of time, and our guest speaker, his battery is so low, it might take off any time now. And also Tony Moneke from Germany here. Michael Kaha, I'm sorry we couldn't hear you. It could be due to network problem. Jim Chineke, of course, is there. And thousands of Biafrans who are still joining right now but we have to apologize that we have to come to the end of this particular program. But one promise we give you is that in the coming weeks, we are going to re-invite our honorable guest this evening to come and throw more light on some of the questions he has asked and some of the things he has said. We thank you once again, our honorable visitor, Mr. Peter Abakalo. We thank you 1,000 times. Remain blessed and remain blessed and remain blessed.
Thank you, thank you,
Very
thank
much.
you.
Good night.
Thank you so much. Fellow compatriots, fellow Biafrans, I have to say we have indeed come to the end of this evening's interactive session, so I call it, where we come together to share views, to share ideas, to understand ourselves, to know that Biafra is a collective project, not the prerogative of a particular individual, just like Chifu Wasika would always say. Everybody is welcome on board. The ark is now ready. Bring whatever you have, join us, and we are heading towards Biafra land, that particular Zion. We thank you for being with us. In the coming days, we are going to regather here and say, all hail Biafra, all hail Igbo land, and to God be the glory. Thank you 1,000 times for being with us, and remain blessed. Music Biafra takes over. So, fellow dear friends, you heard it all. From the horse's mouth, our special guest was Mr. Peter Abakalo, a frontline journalist, a publisher, a political scientist, a director of different companies and what have you. He was here this evening to give us, to throw more light on this our particular struggle, giving us a critical appraisal of what we know and even on things we don't know. We have thanked him indeed, and we keep on thanking him with the hope that in the coming weeks he will be back here with us again to throw more light on some of the questions that have remained unanswered. Remember, we are here to tell our people that the issue of election boycott should not even come up in Biafra land. To God be the glory that he has told us that this idea of election boycott only ends up on social media. That is where it started, that is where it will end, and it will continue to end there. On ground in Biafra land, Akwibon Cross Rivers, Bayelsa Rivers, in Delta, Enugu, Anambra, Ebonyi, Imo, and Abia states, nothing on ground has to do with the election boycott. People are going about their normal businesses, preparing for that particular 2019. We are going to get Biafra without violence. We are going to get Biafra through this particular process. We must get it despite the distractions by some certain paid individuals. We are here to tell our people the truth, and only truth will serve us. Take it or leave it. We are here marching on towards that particular land which God in his infinite wisdom has granted for us. Make no mistake about it. We are reaching there. We thank you for being with us. We ask you always to be with us. We must continue to enlighten you. Of course, we listen to you as well. We are here is a kind of interactive session where we talk our minds. You tell us what you have in mind equally. And when we come together in what is called the clearing house, then we become friends of one another. This is the situation of things here. We thank you once again for being with us. We shall continue to provide this particular platform to give you the best of broadcasting. We don't insult, we don't abuse. We respect you as an individual. We give you that honor because you're an Igbo person, you are a Biafran. We respect the Yoruba people because they are our good neighbors. We equally respect the Hausas because they too are our neighbors. If we make enemies of our neighbors in the event of Biafra, how then do we enjoy the international relations? Thank you once again for being with us. In the coming days, we are going to announce to you when we are going to be here to interact with you. Remain blessed. Let us also inform that in the coming days and weeks and months, the crew of the Voice of Biafra International and the Biafra Broadcasting Authority will be visiting every state and zone of Biafra land to feel the pulse of the people and bring us feedback. We want to know how people feel about Biafra, what they intend to do for Biafra when Biafra is there, and what they expect from Biafra. So, the crew of the vobi and BBA will be visiting every nook and cranny of Biafra land in the coming days and weeks and months. And when we get the pulse of the people, we give you feedback. This is our job. This is our duty. We thank the members of the bim-massob family for making it possible for us to be here this evening, in particular to the Biafra leader, Chief Dr. Afo Wazirike, who deemed it necessary to give us this particular opportunity to reach out to our own people. We owe him an abundance of thanks. We also thank members of the Massob television who are always on ground to bring us feedback from Biafra land. We thank people from Anambra Zone, Anambra North. We also thank people from Enugu North. They are really cooperating in our march towards Biafra realization. We also thank members of the River State Zone, especially the axis of some of these Igbo-speaking areas of River State. In the last few days, they were on ground to re-emphasize their own belief in Biafra realization. And of course, I would not fail to acknowledge and appreciate my Olo people who were on ground a few weeks ago to make sure that everything about bim-massob is in progress, and also our dream of Biafra. I thank my people from Olo, and I say more peace to your elbows. Our crew members at home are doing a wonderful job. So are those in diaspora. We thank them 1,000 times. And so to all of you, we say thank you and thank you and thank you and remain blessed. Thank you so much until we meet again.